Hello, hello. It is me, Lisa Lillian, also known as Hungry Girl. I am here at Hungryland with Mikey and Jamie. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi from 6 feet away.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's so weird because Jamie, we usually sit in a little circle, and now Jamie has decided her answer to the current state of the world is to move her circle 1 foot the other way. So she's like sort of next to Mike and they're across from me. I don't know if it's solving anything, and I don't think we're actually achieving the 6 foot rule.
No, but I take it's so that if we accidentally spit, we don't spit on each other.
Oh my God.
And you're short, I'm short. Jamie's probably average size. Our spit won't go
What the
as
heck is he talking about?
our spit won't go as far because we're shorter. Maybe
First of all, I do not think your height has any relation to how far your spit
well, it's
goes.
trajectory. The taller you are, the longer it stays in the air.
Oh, maybe this is so. How did we get off
We're
on the wrong
not
foot?
camels. What's happening?
I don't know.
Help. Anyway, well, we are here at Hungryland.
Oh,
It's a thin staff.
Thank you. I thought I'd been trimming down.
Oh my goodness. We're working from here for now, but that could change at any moment. So some of us are working from home, some of us are here. We wanted to bring a podcast to you because we thought, well, you guys are just probably a little more bored than usual, and you probably want to hear from us, and you expect and love to hear from us. So we just figured we would be here for you. And we're going to talk about our experiences with what's going on in the world right now because it is weird. I have never felt this weird in my life.
Strange and unusual times. We were talking about this last night. I said, I think this is like one of the most significant things that's happened in our lifetime.
The most.
Well, we were talking, of course, about 9/11.
Right.
The difference being with this, it's like 9/11 happened. This is happening. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Right.
we're in this state of something happening and we don't know what's next.
It feels like we're in a plot twist of 24 or an episode of Underdog, which I joked about weeks ago, but I really feel it. I feel like Simon Bar Sinister is behind all of this. And you may not know who he is, but there are people out there who do.
Where's Jack Bauer?
Jack Bauer is not here.
He's in the old building, isn't he?
Who?
Wasn't the old Hungry Girl building the building they used to record
Oh,
film
yeah.
24?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they like see they.
Well,
yeah,
before they
yeah.
built those,
What?
before they built it, they used to be like a studio or some sort. Yeah.
Yes. And oddly enough, the house used as Jack Bauer's boss's house where they were like quarantined was around the corner from my house in Encino.
Oh, wow.
Weird.
Oh, anyway, it does feel like an episode of 24. It feels too weird for words. And we are not really going about things business as usual, but at the same time, we want to be relevant to you and helpful to you. And we're right there on the front lines with you. I mean, like the number one thing, and by the way, I am majorly experiencing this, but the number one thing that I keep reading and hearing from Hungry Girl fans and seeing on social media is that people are stress eating.
Yeah.
It is a thing. And like I always say, oh, I'm not an emotional eater and I'm not a stress eater. I feel it. I mean, you guys know I've been intermittent fasting. And I was telling Jamie this story earlier, but Friday night I got home and like I was relaxing, watching TV in bed, and it was like 11 p.m. And then my husband all of a sudden was like, hey, I think we need more food. I'm going out to the supermarket. And then I started feeling all nervous. And I was like, I have to clear out space in the fridge. And then he went to the market and I opened the fridge and I'm like, I am hungry. And I started eating at 11 p.m., which literally has not happened since early December.
Wow.
What do you think led to that? Just overall anxiety?
I was feeling really anxious and I was feeling really hungry. I hadn't eaten since like 5 p.m. And I was, once I'm in bed. But then I started to feel, it was anxiety. It was really anxiety. And what I have noticed, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this or if anyone out there has noticed it, I really want comfort food. Comfort food really is comforting. And since then, I have not sort of strayed from my intermittent fasting schedule, so I've been fine there. But I've changed what I've been eating, and I've been eating more comfort food. Like, are you eating the same foods you normally eat?
I'm definitely going toward comfort food, but I'm trying to do it in a way that still feels good and healthy and wholesome to me, like lightened up comfort food, because I know if I go off that cliff of not sticking to like my foods that make me feel good, like it is just a slippery slope. I don't need there's too much going on right now to also be in my head about eating the wrong stuff that frankly doesn't make me feel good.
Right.
Like I want to be present.
Yeah.
I want to be, see where I can be helpful to people. And if I am like overdoing it on food, I am, I'm in Jamie lands, not in the real world.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. I'm not eating. Well, I'm probably somewhere in the middle, actually. All right. So here's another funny story. So my husband comes home. It's a little after midnight, and he's like, he starts making excuses immediately. He's like, "You're not going to like the things I picked out, but trust me, they're helpful. They're good things to have in the freezer. And besides, there was nothing left on the shelves." So the first 4 things I pull out of the bag are 4 rising crust DiGiorno Hawaiian pizzas.
Wow.
They looked incredible. And then he proceeds to tell me they were half price. And I was like, wow. And like, whatever. The fridge is loaded up with sausages and pizzas and all kinds of bread items and things that we never normally eat in our house. And my answer to that was because I looked at the pizza and I'm like, pizza to me is the ultimate comfort food. And that is my go-to. That is what I crave when I want to feel like I need a hug, a food hug. Pizza. And there are many ways to get that pizza fix, even whatever, with lightened up carb crust or veggie crust. But the first thing I did the next day, I went out and I was in Trader Joe's and I picked up healthy pizzas because I'm like, okay. And by the way, I ate one.
Oh.
So this is, again, my answer to the comfort food thing. I had half of the Trader Joe's veggie roasted veggie pizza,
Yeah,
one
that's a
night,
good
and then
one.
the other half the
Cheeseless,
next day.
right?
No, it has cheese.
Oh, the cheese one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's not the stats are not terrible, but I was like, if I don't eat this, I might throw one of those
Right.
rising crust DiGiorno pizzas in the oven.
Isn't it bizarre? Because you were at the store, we were talking about this, and your husband was at the store and did it, and I did too. Why are everything in the frozen aisle is gone? The frozen veggies, fruit, desserts, everything's gone, but the pizza. Like, I would think that people would be stocking up on
Me
pizza.
too.
It's weird, right?
Maybe they just ordered more pizza. I don't
Maybe,
know.
yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. It is weird to see the certain things that remain on the shelves in the absence of all the others. I heard Dasani water. There's all these pictures going around the internet of all of the water cleared out, but I guess people really don't like Dasani, so that's the only one
Really?
that's left on the shelves.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, at Trader Joe's, I was excited to see pasta. Of course, I always eat veggie noodles, but for some reason, it's in my brain. My husband's like, you must have spaghetti in the house at all times. So I bought like 10 things of pasta. I wouldn't say I hoarded because I got like some of the quinoa and some of the rigatoni, and my niece is vegan and she eats pasta all the time. So I'm like, okay, I'll get some pasta. But my house is now filled with things I really
Yeah.
don't necessarily eat.
I can
Well, we're
s-
coming over to your house if we run out.
I can swap with you. A few weeks ago, we were clearing out the pantry here at Hungryland, and there was a bunch of like I don't know, cauliflower or some sort of pasta, veggie pasta. I'll swap with you. I'll take your real pasta, and
Oh,
you can
yeah.
have my cauliflower pasta.
I think people in my household might be
They
sad
might
about
fight you for
Okay.
it.
All right,
Oh,
then.
but you know what else? I have a lot of white rice. First of all, we've been doing a lot of like goodie bags at different events we have, and Right Rice was nice enough to give us product, and so I took a lot home because I'm such a fan, and I realized it's loaded up in my pantry, and it's like nutritious, great. It's a fantastic pantry staple, and I love it. So I have a ton of that, and I was happy to see that
That's good.
as well.
One of the things that's been challenging for me is like, I'm pretty routine. I know my healthy foods that make me feel good, that are easy. I don't have to think about it too much. And then going to the grocery store and realizing, wow, they don't have fresh lettuce. There's certain things they don't have, and it's like throwing off my routine. But I'm trying to I feel like we have to pivot a little bit, and our routines are going to be different. And it's like, I have to not go to the other side of that. Like, just because they don't have lettuce doesn't mean I have to get mac and cheese. I can
Right.
I've been getting a lot of frozen veggies, and normally I like a big salad. Okay, I'm going to have a piece of protein and steamed
And have
veggies on the
steamed
side. It's
veggies.
like I can't be so extremist in my head of like, well, that's going out the window, that all or nothing attitude,
Right,
you know?
right. No, I mean, I'm going the other way, similar but different. Like when I would never normally eat half of a veggie pizza, even if it is I think a half the pizza was $4.50 or something. It wasn't a lot of
too bad.
calories. It's not bad. But it's like I'm eating things I wouldn't normally eat. Like last night for dinner, I had a cup of soup, and then I ate a piece of ice cream pie. So there's like a local.
Who are you?
It's not a super large piece of pie. It was small, but I was like, I need this, and I stopped at 5 o'clock. I felt great. I definitely am not eating more calories than I would normally eat, but it's different foods that I'm choosing, and for whatever reason, they are psychologically helping me. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, and you know what I think is kind of like an interesting thing? On one hand, we don't want to go overboard. That never feels good. That takes us out of like life when we go totally crazy. At the same time, there is a comfort level right now to certain foods, and we might be eating, some people might be eating more calories. I think there's something to be said for kind of being gentle with ourselves right now.
I don't know if this is a form of stress eating because I don't consider myself stressed. Like you guys see me, I don't get stressed. But I'm bored eating. Like, is that kind of the
Yes.
same?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That is such a thing. In fact, yesterday I said, because I broke my fast at like noon. I had the second half of the veggie crust pizza, and then I looked at my niece and I said,
You look delicious.
I thought that, but I didn't say it. I said, it is now 12:32. I really should not eat for like the next 4 hours. And I am sitting in the house. And what am I going to do? I'm going to think about eating. I'm going to eat. And I had to leave. I left. I don't know if that was wrong, but I left.
Well, I think it's probably worth talking about now that things might move in the direction of being told maybe not to leave, because that wasn't the case a couple days ago. What can people do to stay out of like boredom eating when they're stuck in their house?
Well, that's a really good question. And I think on Saturday I had a really good answer to that, which is why on Sunday I had to leave. And it's not that I came to the office and I pilfered things out of the fridge and freezer here and took them home and did a little organizing. But on Saturday, I said, I am going to turn these lemons into lemonade. And I just did what I hadn't done in forever, which is organize. I threw out so much expired food. I hate the fact that it existed. I can't stand. I was so angry at myself for letting things go and seeing all these bottles of sauces that expired 2 years ago. And I vowed to never do that again and make careful notes and set alarms and donate the food when it's time. But guess what? I threw out a lot of stuff. I did. Felt productive.
Yeah.
That's what I actually made me think of. Jamie and I were talking over the weekend about the food we have in the fridge right now. And we don't know what's going to... I think the grocery stores said they're going to keep things in stock and we're going to have food. But at that point, we didn't know. And I said, anything we think that's going to start to spoil, we got to freeze it because we can't waste food. I know we shouldn't waste food anyways, but in a situation like this, you really can't waste food because every food could be, like a...
Well, if it's able to be
backup
frozen,
meal.
Backup,
if it's
yeah.
able to be frozen, then freeze it. It's interesting, like what foods people are choosing to hoard. I just saw somebody post on social media that somebody filled their carts with like 15 to 20 bottles of milk, and then also, but just like lots of rolls. So it's like milk and rolls.
That sounds like an eating competition where they're like dunking the rolls in the milk to try and eat more quicker.
It was Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
Can you freeze milk? Like, what's going to happen when that milk goes bad?
I don't know. It was just weird. And the whole hoarding thing is weird. And you see other people do it, so people feel the need to want to do it themselves.
Right.
I don't think we haven't gone there yet. But as far as actually what you can do at home to feel better, it's like I have been trying to move more. Have you been taking walks? I've been taking walks.
We've been taking more walks. And also, like, a lot of the gyms, because gyms are now closed here in LA. So they're, not that I worked out, but still, if I did, I'd be,
Hungryland Gym is still open, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we can, load up things on YouTube to keep us moving around. We can listen to music to just keep, house walking, like you always say. Like, just keep moving. Keep on your feet. It's also a good time to connect with people, when we're kind of isolated. So, like, queue up like call someone on the phone and walk around as you're talking to them.
I love doing that. And I created something new. I forgot to tell you this because I created this in Florida when I was away for the wine and food. Yeah, Sobe Wine and Food Festival, because we had gone to some barbecue party and we ate a lot of barbecue. And I was like, oh, wow. And then everybody wanted to go to sleep. And I'm like, what on earth? I cannot go to sleep. I just ate tons of barbecue. So I started something. It's like a new version of house walking, and I called it a solitaire dance party.
Oh my God.
And I freaking loved it. I was
What is
blasting music. I have a party list on my phone, a dance party list, and I was dancing around the hotel room for at least an hour or an hour and a half by myself.
What is it called again?
Solitaire dance party.
Solitaire dance
That's
party.
awesome.
I don't know what's the official definition of solitaire. It's like, I know it's a card game you play by yourself.
Yeah.
Does
Well,
it mean doing anything alone?
Tear.
Solitary is being solitary,
Jamie's going to
still.
look it up.
I think that makes
I
sense.
don't know. Solitaire dance party. It's
Yeah.
a dance party for one. And you don't have to worry about looking stupid because no one can see you unless you look at yourself in the mirror. And I did it for a really long time. I got a lot of steps. I loved the music and I felt really good. And I think that's a thing that people can do now that they would like. And you don't need a lot of space. That's the thing. I happen to live in a house that's pretty big and I have a lot of steps. So I can get a lot of steps in house walking. But let's say you live in a small space or you're in an apartment. You could just have a solitaire dance party.
There
I
you
love
go.
it.
Yeah.
Jamie and I are going to do it tonight.
It won't be
It
a
won't be
solitaire.
solitaire.
What it'll be
Well, no,
a duo dance
she'll
party.
be in the bedroom. I'll be in the computer room, and we'll do it separately.
What did you listen to? What do you listen to when you have your solitaire dance party?
My party mix. It's so funny that you ask. It's like filled with what I thought were dance songs from like the year 2008. Or
So
I
like a
don't
lot
know.
of Black Eyed Peas and
It's probably. I mean, I think it's a mix of like. It probably has literally things from the 80s or the 90s, like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Good Vibrations, and Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic,
remember that.
to things like probably from the early O's too. So it's fun.
what about, so not that we can't solitaire dance party all day long, but what about people that are working from home? Like, how can they even stay focused? Are there any tips for people that are working from home? I work from home, so I can like give some ideas of what I do. But do you have any tips for people that are finding themselves working from home all day?
Yeah, well, working from home is a whole different thing. Like, I think a lot of people are a little bit freaked out because they've never worked from home. And I have some tips because I do like to work from home and I like to feel productive. And I feel like if you are working from home and you look at the clock and it's noon and you've not showered, that's a problem. Like, I feel like when you work from home, you have to wake up in the morning, shower, make yourself feel like a person. You don't have to wear like uncomfortable clothing or like
Pants, really?
you don't have to wear pants, but whatever it is, change out of whatever you
Yeah.
slept in and put something new on and try to clean yourself. And brush your teeth, brush your hair. That's like a big thing because if you don't, you just feel horrible.
Did your mom do the same thing that my mom did? You can't leave the house until you've showered. Like, is that like
No, I don't
something?
think
No.
so.
Because I want to. Because for me, I'm the same way. Like, even if I'm not leaving the house, if I'm gonna start working at home, like I have to shower. Like, I need to like refresh. Like, it's a refresher. It's like
I
starts
think-
anew.
I always liked to shower when I was a kid. I wasn't one of those kids that hid from the bath. And my mom did used to always say, you should always make yourself look good because you never know who you're going to run into. And that's kind of
like that,
true. It's so true. I mean, like she was never the kind of mom, she doesn't say things like, "Are you going to wear your hair like that?" She was pretty cool, but it's always good to be prepared. It was the like, you never know, you might get into a car accident, have clean underwear on.
Yeah.
So when you're gasping for air in the hospital, they won't judge you with your holy underwear. But I think it's good to be prepared. It's like, I do think when you work from home, you should try to pretend you're going to go to the office, but just don't go.
Right. Have a sense of routine. Stick to it. Still eat lunch at the same time you would eat lunch. Like, I try to have a really normal routine. And also, I think this is important too, especially for people that aren't used to working from home. Have like calls with people you work with. Have like check-ins, stay connected to them because you'll feel less isolated if you're connecting. So we have an employee that works remotely. And when she moved out of state, she and I have like a regular call every week. Even if there's nothing to talk about, we just have like a check-in call so that we're always like connected. And she, you know what I mean? I just feel like that's important to stay, if you're trying to be productive and still do your job, stay connected with the people you work with.
Absolutely. And don't work near the fridge.
I
Stay
sit with my back to
I
it.
was going to say, stay connected to the people you work with, but not the fridge.
Yeah.
When we moved into Hungryland, this office, I remember when we were setting up our offices, you said, "Jamie, do you want a mini fridge like mine?" I was like, I do not need a mini fridge in my office. I need to walk my butt to the kitchen if I need a snack.
I love my mini fridge.
I know, yours is good.
I don't even know what I probably don't even have anything good in there, but I
No.
try to keep bottles of Perrier in there.
No, let's think about what's usually in your mini fridge. There's usually hard-boiled eggs.
Not in the mini fridge.
No?
Well, sometimes
I
if I
feel
take
like you
them from
took
home.
this morning, you took some eggs out.
No, I took a container of egg beaters.
Well, there you go.
But those are good because it's funny because now I'm back to my routine, oddly, because we've been in recipe development mode, so I have not been eating my regular foods. So today I've eaten my regular foods. I've had the egg beaters with the Laughing Cow. I've had the wonton soup from Trader Joe's. I feel like I'm back. But Yeah, I'm worried about the mini fridge. I don't think it works as well as a real
Oh,
fridge.
really?
So I don't like to keep things that last forever in there. But whatever, it does its thing. No one needs to hear my problems. I got it at Walmart.com
they
for
love
like
your problems.
$40.
You know what I realized is kind of like a fun challenge to do the best we can right now. And something that I've been doing is like, you do solitaire dance party. I do kitchen sink pantry cooking, like whatever I can find. So like I made soup yesterday and I had like leftover black beans from Mike's salad from the other day into the pot. They didn't have the soups I usually like that I use as my starters into the pot. Whatever veggies I had, like just, it's kind of fun. Go through
It's
your
like
pantry.
everything.
You might wind up with something terrible. You might wind up with like tuna
Something
pasta with
terrible.
chocolate sauce, but
No.
maybe you'll develop something new and amazing.
My mom used to call that cockabali. Is that a
Cockabali.
word?
I
Cockabali.
don't know.
I'd say, what's for dinner tonight? Cockabali. Is that like a thing? I need to know if anyone has
I
heard
mean, there's
of this.
cockamimi. I don't know what cockabali is.
Cockamamie is like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you cockamamie.
Cockamimi.
Cockamamie.
Mimi.
I don't know who Mimi
Yeah,
is,
I don't
but I
know.
think it's cockamamie, but
Are
I don't
these-
know. I could be wrong.
do you
My
think-
mom says weird words.
Do you think these are Yiddish terms? Like
Maybe.
maybe.
But cockabali in my house was more like, it was like tuna salad and egg salad and vegetables and just whatever was in the pantry. But I don't know. Now I'm starting to think of things that my mom made when I was younger and thinking of the buttery, salted wagon wheel pasta. That was like the thing.
Remember
so
that, yeah.
good.
That's comfort food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. But as far as everyone else working from home, I mean, who out there is working from home and are you as productive? That's the thing. For people who have not worked from home in the past, I think they're really struggling with the productivity levels.
Well, especially if they have kids that are out of school.
Oh, for sure.
Then they're doing double duty. Mom
Yikes.
job and job.
Maybe the kids can, I don't have kids, but maybe the kids can help you with your work.
Wow.
I don't know.
Can you imagine your PTS your report is here? Why is it written in crayon?
You know, my niece was, my nephew had to do a report on, wait, he had to do a report on feminism. So my niece was like, oh, I have to spend the whole day writing the report for Jake. And I'm like, first of all, he should write it himself. She goes, he can't because he's pronouncing it misogyny.
Oh boy.
I was like, anyway, yes, don't let your kids do your work for
Yeah.
you. Oh, breaking news. The Hungry Girl special domestic coordinator at Hungry Girl, Olga, has become a grandmother for the second time.
Yay! Congratulations,
wow.
Olga.
Yes, her
Nice.
daughter had a baby. Another one.
Wow.
What a day to have a baby. I would not want to be in the hospital
Wait,
this week.
The daughter we saw at the Cirque thing?
Yes, the
Oh,
very
wow.
pregnant daughter.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I don't know why she's still at my house, but I just got a text. Anyway, it's very exciting. But it's a weird time, and what I really wanted to do was reach out to the audience and say, look, we're here, we're having a podcast. We wanted to have a podcast this week that was just a little bit lighthearted with some helpful information and take your temperature and see how you're feeling and what you want to hear from us. Like, what could we bring to you that you think would make your lives easier? Do you want us to just business as usual? We're not going to do these like hauls where we taste products that people can't find. That doesn't make sense. I mean, do you want a meal prep episode? Do you want more interviews with people? Please text us and let us know what you'd like to see. So you could text Mike as usual.
805-380-8075.
Or you could send us an email at suggest@hungry-girl.com, or you could just, talk to us in the community, which is on Facebook. It's the What's Chewing community. There's a lot going on there. Lots of conversation.
That's actually a great place to be right now. That's like a support system. I think that's the other thing to have right now. Stay connected to people because these are weird times.
Very. I mean, in fact, we use the community as a support system because sometimes it's like, it's so Hungry Girl, the brand is my baby. And sometimes I feel like, I usually run everything on instinct, but in these times, it's like, I don't want to do anything that's going to upset anyone or offend anyone. So I'm like, is it the wrong time to be talking about A, B, and C? Is it the wrong time to be launching a product? Like we had this dilemma this week. So we have been working on this product. It's called Hungry Girl Your Daily Bright Boost. And it's based on eBoost. It's something that I drink eBoost every single day of my life. I love it. Loaded with vitamins. I put collagen in it. I put Meta in it. But we've been working to develop this incredible formula with eBoost for, I would say, over a year now.
Yeah, trying to get it just right.
I mean, the taste has to be perfect. What it is has to be perfect. It's loaded with vitamins. It has 100% of your zinc. It has 1,000% of the vitamin C that you need every day. It is so good and so healthy, and it was supposed to launch this week, and we're not launching it. Like,
Just
no.
Doesn't feel right.
It's like every step, everything that we do, we want to hear from the audience. So if there's anything that you need from us, anything that we could do to make your lives easier,
Is that rain?
It's rain.
no way.
Yeah.
We are hearing loud, crazy rain.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's
they
rain.
might be able to hear that.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
get really quiet.
That can't be rain.
Let's get really quiet and move the microphone a little higher.
That is rain.
Yeah.
I'm freaking
We
out.
are not outside.
No, is Lolly okay?
Yeah, she's right behind you.
Okay. Anyway, maybe they're raining down tears of joy for how honest we're being in this podcast.
Hey,
I don't know.
one last plug of helpfulness.
Yes.
I'm drinking tea because, and someone said this to me the other day when I was stuffing my face with what you guys don't think is a problem, but baby carrots.
Carrots.
They were like, drink tea. That's like the beverage 0-calorie equivalent of comfort food. And so I'm drinking the Sweet Temptations red rose tea, which tastes like blueberry cobbler.
Blueberry. I have the strawberry cheesecake
It's
at my
really
home.
good. I'm going to
That's
order
good.
a whole bunch of them. Because
I
it's like, it's okay to need a little extra comfort these days, but it's also really good. I don't know, just speaking for myself, like as a person, it's good for me to step outside of like food being my answer for comfort and find other things like hugging Mike. But you can't hug Mike because
Hey.
Well,
that would spread the disease.
Even after I make stupid
from
comments.
who?
I don't know.
No, we all want to hug Mike, and it's a good thing. You can hug your pets because your pets can't get coronavirus and they can't transfer the virus. From what I understand, I don't know if it's
think-
true.
yeah, we don't
This
know.
is what they say. I'm only saying what Dr. Jen Ashton on Good Morning America says, who I watch religiously.
Mm-hmm.
She's on TV, by the way. She's the hardest working woman in entertainment right now. She is on TV 7 days a week.
Wow.
And
Wow.
she's on starting at like 6:30 or 7 in the morning until late at night. She's on ABC. And I'm like, when
Wow.
does this woman sleep? I actually tweeted at her to make sure. I was like, listen, if you think no one's noticing, you're working 7 days a week, we're noticing.
So there's probably a bunker in ABC New York
A
Studios for her and Ryan, because Seacrest is the same way. The dude never sleeps. He's on American Idol. He's on the morning show with Kiss FM, and then the Kelly and Ryan show. Like they're probably living in like a bunker together.
Together in a bunker.
Uh-huh. We
Wait,
just
speaking-
uncovered the secret
They
about Ryan
each
and
sleep for 17 minutes at a time. It's never the same
Take
17
turns.
minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's going to happen with American Idol? Because Hollywood Night, the first Hollywood Night is this week. Then the next week is the next Hollywood Night. They're supposed to move into the live shows. They're not going to do
That's
live
not
shows.
happening. If they do, maybe with, we were talking about this, like they could do it with no audience, but there's still so much crew
Yeah.
that goes into
Yeah,
putting
they
that
can't.
together.
Yeah,
Now,
and
I
then
mean,
a
10
lot of the-
people.
and
10
a lot
people
of-
is the new recommendation.
And a lot of the contestants are underage, so they have to bring their parents with them, so they can be their chaperones. So yeah, it's probably not gonna. I'm sure it'll be postponed.
We could, all right, the three of us are a group under 10, so we could get together every week, ooh, oh, oh, and we could do our own American Idol.
Can I be Lionel Richie?
I want to be Katy Perry.
I guess you're
Can
Luke
I be
Bryan.
Katy
Wait, what's his? I wish I could do a Luke Bryan impression. Start me off.
I don't know.
Oh no, we're gonna offend somebody if we do
Yeah.
this.
Katie.
But Katy, yeah, exactly. Katy
You
Perry.
sound just like Eddie Vedder.
Honestly, Katy. Well, did you guys watch last night?
Yeah.
Halfway through it.
Did you
yeah.
see the guy with the sequin tank top?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
I thought I was not going to love him, but I loved him.
I loved him the second he started singing back to Lionel. That was amazing.
Seamless.
Yeah.
He's so cute. And I just think Katy Perry is unusually gorgeous. Like, I can't stop staring at her. And every single person, when they come into audition, they're like, you're
so
gorgeous.
pretty."
You're so pretty. She is so freaking pretty. And whatever, if you think you don't like Katy Perry, watch the show one time. You will fall in love
Yeah.
with Katy Perry.
She's great.
I did not like Katy Perry, to be honest. Like when they first announced that, and I thought she was just this pop star who didn't know it. Just was a singer, and the things that she's saying to these contestants were like, "If just do this, raise your pitch just a little, just
She's
a really little bit."
Spot
I know.
on.
Like
Yeah.
she's a
Simon Cowell.
She's a real
wishes.
mentor.
Yeah.
She is, and she is so
Yeah.
lovable and adorable and funny and sharp and just. I can't. She's the best judge that show has ever had, times 1,000. I don't
Yeah.
know. When I became the president of the Katy Perry fan club, but I
Yeah,
am.
I would agree with that.
I'm pretty sure she has a cat named Kitty Purry. I kind of like that.
If not, if she doesn't have one, you should get
Yeah.
one. Absolutely. All right, I think we're going to wrap things up, but I want to put it out there again. If you want to hear anything specific from us, if we can help in any way, let us know. Reach out to us. Also, sign up for the daily emails if you're not getting them, because we are going to continue to be sending hacks and helpful information that's going to make your life easier and better during these times of weirdness, and we are here for you.
We are.
Okay. Well, I'm Lisa Lillian, also known as Hungry Girl. Till next time, chew the right thing.